Hey guys, it's your boy the Speed Joe, and welcome back to ATS Season 5, Episode 7, I believe. I'm actually going to check that. It is 7. You see, I've been making videos non-stop, so it's like trying to remember which video this is, but yes, 7. The title of today's video is Games/Possibilities. I'm not too certain what I'm supposed to talk about in this video, but we'll go along anyway. So, roll the intro.
Wow, you're telling me about this, I tell you about that. Start talking shit, you walk into another trap. When all the time you know my name, you know my name, you know my name.
Now, actually, I'm not too sure if I said this, but hey guys, it's your boy SB Joey. Just making sure I said it. Right, so, games. I'm talking about games because, you know, it's a possible video idea. I'm not talking about, just doing gaming. I'm talking about, kind of like gaming in the background while I'm talking, because most of my videos now, it's like a talk. It's a talk between me and you. I mean, it's more of like you listen and I talk. You don't have to do much. Let's put it that way. So it's not bad. But yeah, from just like, if you want to be more entertained, if you happen to be more entertained while I'm doing something, while talking, maybe I think I might try out Season 7, or maybe, I'm not too certain yet, so don't put my word onto it. So I'm gonna might try a little gaming while talking, because I do find it entertaining, to be honest. I haven't really gamed and talked. I'm talking about like watching people who game and talk. I've seen a lot of stuff like that before, and yeah, it's entertaining, so I might give it a try. But I do enjoy these talks, to be honest. So that's the whole game aspect. I wrote possibilities there. I don't think I meant like it's possible I might be gaming in the future. I think I literally meant the whole idea of possibilities, because as some of us, many of you that know me would be annoyed by, so it's something that I do all the time. I'm not even sure if this video is going to be reversed, like as in inverted, but my arm says anything is possible, and I use my arm a lot. That is not what I meant, but so I use this tattoo a lot. I've used my tattoo that says anything is possible as a response so many times I have lost count. It's a good way to make people frustrated, to be honest. Like, it's someone's, because it's like a response to almost any question, you know? You are not doing that. You get the gist, like, say anything, if anything, I mean, literally, my freaking sentence starts with anything, so it can go with anything in that sense. Anything is possible. It can literally be fitted in any statement after another. So because of that, if I often, many times, if you know me well, I use my arm for that purpose a lot. I need to stop. This is PG. Right. Possibilities. Let's put it this way. What's written on my arm, I believe in. Because I believe we don't know everything. I know there is actually a word for people who study this, actually. But yeah, to me, a lot of things aren't 100%. Like, the idea is we all have our own perspectives, as in, like, we as humans have a very common perspective. And, things that we know for certain aren't exactly, it's more that we believe. It's the idea of factuology. I'm not even sure that's a word, but the idea of facts, basically. A scientific experiment, what do you call it, in human technical sense, could be considered certain if the results can be considered certain if they are done I'm not sure what the standard is exactly, but like, say you do your test 3 times, examine your results, put an average. That result is a certain result, if that makes sense, in human technical sense, because in human technical sense and statistical sense, anything is possible is not a correct statement, because in human technical sense, statistical sense, it's laid out. But when you think about actual reality of things, there is always margin for error, no matter what. Because, let's put it this way, humans aren't a creatures of certainty. Humans, make mistakes, whether they know it or not. And our perspectives aren't exactly, guaranteed to be 100% always. We just accept the idea that most things that we know, are certain, even though we can't exactly, completely, 100%, more than human statistically prove that they're certain. Now, the reason why I say that is because, I believe in a lot of things, but one belief that trumps all of that is this one, because I feel like if I'm to say that, I believe that this is absolutely certain, it's a very arrogant saying. No matter what, as in like, even if, most people wouldn't consider it arrogant, and depending on the circumstance, but to say something is certain, what do you have to prove that? In a lot of sense, basically, I would need if I'm to trump over that belief of anything is possible, because if there's something that can trump that, it has to be more, completely, truly 100% provable, and not just in human statistical or human technical sense. It has to be beyond that. It has to be without a doubt, if that makes sense. Because perspective isn't factual, no matter how you look at it. That's a good pun. So basically, that's the whole idea. Like, technically, not human technical in the sense of scientific technically, but in complete, the most truest technical term, anything is possible. We don't know exactly everything for certain. We don't know. We know it's probably. We know probabilities. And even then, we're not exactly too sure what the chances are that a probability is wrong, or, a probability is big or small, or, that kind of thing. So the further you delve into it, the further confusing it can get as well. But in the most simplest form, I just like to think, I like to insert this phrase in a lot of things before people start confusing themselves, if that makes sense. Because if you set your idea on a statement, like, it can be controversial, no matter what it is, any moment that statement is wrong and causes you to be confused about something, that's a downward spiral, in my opinion. And having this in there, using this statement, anything is possible, can be used in a negative sense or a positive sense. It can be used in many. It can be positive, negative, or neutral. It can be anything. It's literally in the words, anything. So, I don't want to put too much depressive or negative stuff in this, but what are the chances that we even have a purpose in life? Anything is possible, so maybe not. What are the chances that we don't need a purpose in life to actually live? Anything is possible, so possibly, yeah. We don't. What are the chances we have a purpose? Possible. What are the chances that everything you do is something that you won't regret by the end of your life? Possible. It's not. Nothing is truly impossible, because we cannot prove impossibility. There probably is an impossibility somewhere, according to our perspective, but we do not know the most truest. We just know, in our perspectives, our probabilities are very high of what we can, stick to. Is there oxygen in this air? Probably. I'm not saying that as in like, there is a possibility there's no oxygen in this air. It's just our perspective of oxygen, obviously humans made up the terms, probably made up the terms, the terms for those particles and stuff. But, you could prove that there's oxygen at somewhere, yes or no. And no matter how many times you do the thing, you can never do the test on every single particle in every single space simultaneously at all times, continuously. So it's in that way. I mean, it's possible, but in that way, it's not. What you prove is extremely high probability. What you're proving is not, in human statistical, what you're proving is certainty. In human statistics, in human technicality, there's no need to go to this statement, probably. But it's just, how your own beliefs. I feel like it's an important statement because we as humans get arrogant. You understand? Like, we get arrogant of other people's ideas and stuff, and because it sometimes can be opposed to our own. But whenever you have the idea of anything is possible, it doesn't really matter, does it? It can, possibly. This is why and the statement "anything is possible" is a very, very broad statement and very vague and very, very confusing for a lot of people. But if you use it correctly, it can be a tool for a lot of stuff, because that way you're sticking the most truest form on top, and so you're not going to be confused by results that deny what you previously believed, maybe. And so that is literally my biggest belief, that anything is possible. And that is why I tattooed it on my arm. It isn't just like, a tattoo on a whim. It's literally, the whole idea of anything is possible. It just undermines anything said right before it, if that makes sense. If someone says, you don't matter in this world, you're useless, you're not, all that stuff. I mean, possibly, but possibly not. You understand? It's like a way of completely, it's a way of completely avoiding a spiral, if that makes sense. By getting into, but it's in all honesty, it's not a good way to learn. It's not a good way to understand basics of stuff. It's just a way to ground yourself from getting too distracted and going down a spiral, even if it's a small one. Like, it's not a good way to learn about stuff. I mean, what are the possibilities that we need to learn anything? Possible. It can be used for good and evil, and bad, and nothing at all, and neutral. I believe it's a very good tool in order to not go into different spirals, if that makes sense. This is a very weird video, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, anything is possible, so you might have.